Greetings, everybody. I'm Kyrishi Wigington, the Special Projects Manager for the Center for Third World Organizing, C2, and welcome to Living Liberation 2023. Woo! So excited you all are here joining us. We are going to get into it today. Living Liberation is a part of our capacity building work that we do at the Center for Third World Organizing in partnership with the Liberatory Leadership Partnership, one of our partners, and Robert Sterling Clark Foundation, as well as the Leadership Learning Community, right? And so we do so many great things to make sure that great folks like you all out there have the information that you need, the tools that you need to succeed. And one of our greatest goals is ensuring that organizations and people, right? Because organizations are built off of people, that we are living the values that we want to see in the world every day. We want to make sure that we're not just doing a great work outside of ourselves and in the world, but that our organizations are living those values, right? Where we have practices and policies that affirm the kind of treatment that we want to have with one another. We want to make sure that people who are building organizations know how to do it in a liberatory way, right? So that all of our finances, the grants we look for, the way we hold the people that we're working with, the way we deal with issues, all of that is in a very liberatory way. And so that's what this conference is for, is to give you all the tools that you need. This is our second year. We are super excited to have you all. And we want you not just to connect with the material. We want you to get into the platform. We want you to make connections with people, go to the lounges. We want you to engage folks who are organizers, fellow artists, managers, people who are like-minded, who might be able to help you through some of the things that you need, problem solving, right? The panels you're going to see today and tomorrow, they have amazing people on it, right? And we have great tools, but we don't have all of the answers ourselves. What we need is to make sure that we are partnering with you all and that you all are partnering with each other to make sure that you have all the answers, right? We want to make sure that you are not just engaging our material, but that you're building with one another and you create longstanding relationships and connections, your networking, your finding like-minded individuals to have deep conversations with, because that's the only way change is going to happen, is if we all are vibing and connecting with one another, challenging each other's opinions and ideas, and really giving each other something to go off of, right? Today we have an amazing individual that I've known for over 10 years. He's a poet. He's an outstanding father, husband, a community member. He's a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Incorporated. I think I said that right. He's an alpha. He'll tell you more about it. But this is an amazing guy. He is somebody who is true to form. What he says is how he lives. And anytime I've ever needed him, he is always there. And his words inspire me. His life inspires me. And whenever I'm stuck with a poem and I need some pushing through, he is one of my go-tos. And I hope that his words really touch your heart today. And we want to set it off. We want to make sure that you are pumped up and you have all of the energy you need to take you into today and to make this a great conference experience. So please help me welcome in my friend, my homie, my fellow artist, and somebody who inspires me daily, Prentice Powell.
Hi, Kyrishi.
Hey, Prentice. How you
doing? Thank you for having me. I am happy to be here.
Yes. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm like, yo, I ain't heard you live in a while, so this is juice for me.
Yeah. It's always good to do poems.
Yes. So what you got for us today?
I got a lot. Well, first and foremost, hello to everybody tuned in right now and watching. We are happy for you to be here. My name is Prentice Powell. I am a spoken word artist, a writer. Specifically, my passion happens to be in spoken word poetry. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. So we just getting into it. What are we doing? Oh, okay. I was where was I? I was at last week. I had to do a fatherhood conference, the Alameda County Fatherhood Conference here in Oakland, California, in the Bay. Shout out to all the fathers who came. And I performed, and I facilitated a workshop. And they asked me why I was there. And I told them that I was there, one, obviously because I'm a father, but two, because I grew up as a Black boy. And I want to see our younger Black boys in a better position than I'm in, which I don't think they are, to be honest with you. I think with technology and all the adversity that comes with just growing up now, there's a lot in their hands. But I was thinking about how Black boys are everything. Black boys be everything to everybody, Black boys be everything to everybody but themselves. And I know, because Black boys be me. Black boys be great. Black boys be innocent. Black boys be quiet. When Black boys see cops, Black boys get nervous, because that's when Black boys get shot. Then Black boys, we go in the streets, and then Black boys, well, we riot. But when Black boys get shot by Black boys, that's when Black boys go silent, because Black boys ain't no snitch, right? Black boys ain't never been nobody's bitch. Yo, can you believe that Black boys really have to live like this because we be so hurt? Oh yeah, Black boys, we be crying. Black boys be life, living even after Black boys be dying, because Black boys be spirit, holding that space in between both bad and bougie. Do it look like we get left out? No, we get taken off. Credits erased. Black boys be like movies, like short films, living in fear of early credits, losing life just to win awards, just so the crowd can be like, yay, so the Black boy can finally feel like, yay, Black boy act like that, man, yay, Black boy go broke. They say Black boy crazy. Black boy been basking in blackface. Some will say yay, some will say no. You know what I say? I say you drop a Black boy in the middle of a frozen lake and it'll still make a ripple. Black boy bounces ball, then it's Black boy go. Black boy searches for self, then it's Black boy whoa. Black boy stop. Black boy don't talk. Black boy dribble. Matter of fact, Black boy they told shut up and dribble, told Black boy don't talk. Black boy dribble. Black boys be confused. Black boys be buck broken for big bucks, so Black boys don't be seeing clear. Black boy do anything to Black boy for white face paper. White face approval. Yo, Black boys be like the new overseer, stay in the newest whip, dripped up like Django. Black boys be like, free my nigga, only put them in chains though. Black boy, be careful. Some are gonna want to flaunt you more than they actually want you. Black boy, beware. To have you thinking this isn't your reflection speaking. Black boy be me, so Black boy be love. Black boy be me, so Black boy been enough. Black boy be everything. Black boy be everything to everybody. Black boy be everything to everybody but themselves. But what do I know? I don't know much. But I do know what love is. I know emptiness. I know what it feels like to be trapped. I know what it means to be free. I know some of the world's most beautiful songs are ones that have never been sung. I know what it's like to stand on the edge of a cliff with fully functional wings, but clip confidence, scared that the impact of crashing into that glass ceiling is somehow going to hurt more than falling to the floor. And I know that Lord knows I need to jump. I know that we as men will blatantly lie to a woman's face just to protect your feelings. And I know that men ain't the only ones who can be scandalous. I know that God believes in far more than second chances. See, I've been to church with the devil sitting on my shoulders, and I swear to God, sorry, God, I swear it was so hard to stand up when they prayed. What I'm trying to say is I know pressure. I know the weight of the world rests on my tongue. Maybe that's why I'm so misunderstood, Kyrie. I know I've learned from some of my mistakes, and I know I have plenty more to make. I don't know much, but I do know I've lived long enough to know that I don't know anything. I know they don't like my skin. I know what it's like to experience hate, only to pray, forgive, and experience again the very next day. I know you better keep your hands on that steering wheel until he asks for your ID. And I know if he lets you go, you better drop down to your knees and thank God that you make it to see that next block. But I'm not dumb. I know I can still get shot by a cop around the corner. I know my skin isn't popular, but my culture is. I know my skin isn't popular, but my culture is. I know I fear the day I have to explain racism to my kids after they've experienced it. I know cops who patrol Black neighborhoods should receive a welcome packet that consists of a pack of Skittles, a spindle of CDs, and an Arizona iced tea, and a jar of Black Boy Innocence. And I know with this gift God gave me, people will constantly judge me for my views. So I'm trying to get right with God, but I'm conflicted. I keep smoking weed while trying to read scripture, listen to TD Jakes on YouTube. And I know some of you Christians are going to judge me for that line too. I just hope you forgive me for my honesty. You know, the same way you ask God to forgive you for your lies. I know that somewhere in America, there was a mother reading or raising the son, trying to distract herself from the struggles she's facing, trying to raise a son who can't seem to raise his grades, but knows how to raise a gun. I know she prays in between pages that he stays safe while she works late. And I know before she goes to work, she'll go in the kitchen, cook him up a plate, leave it on the stove, even though she knows she should be getting some sleep that's long overdue and much needed. And I know when he gets home, he won't eat. He's too full of sin to have a taste of heaven right now. So we'll leave it right there on the stove because he knows when she gets home, she's going to be hungry. And off that gesture alone, she will know there's still hope for him. I know it's hard raising a young Black boy in the old white world. I know I don't want to die. I know that God is the reason why I'm still alive. I don't know much, but I do know I've lived long enough to know that I don't know anything. And I don't know if I should still go in and let you do a poem right now, or should I stop, or should I keep going, Kyrishi? How are we doing this?
Oh my goodness. Oh, there's so much hidden in that. I was like, you know, one of the things that I really appreciate about you as an artist, Prentice, is that you're an artist, right? Like that you are constantly honing your craft.
Always.
And to be able to see you like over the span of however long I've known you, since like 2006-ish.
Yep, at least.
But to the growth and like, I'm like, oh, like there were so many things that you were doing in that poem that I was like, oh, I want to do something. You're inspiring me to like step up my game.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got another poem for us? You was like, me do a poem.
Oh, I got plenty of poems. I just didn't want to, overstep any boundaries. We are here together.
Nah. Maybe I'll build up my confidence.
Maybe one day, right?
Would you say clip wings? Would you say we have wings but clip confidence? However you
I know what it's like. I know what it's like to stand on a cliff with fully functional wings but clipped confidence, scared that the impact of crashing into that glass ceiling is going to hurt more than falling to the floor. Ooh. And I feel like some of us, so many times, we are more afraid than the idea of success than we are failure. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like it's such a foreign feeling that breaking that barrier or breaking that family trauma or being the first to do this in your family sometimes seems more terrifying than, failing again because you're used to failing, right? So we get so used to failing that we get comfortable in failure. And I don't think we do it consciously, but subconsciously, depending on our lifestyle and how we live. But we get used to certain ideas of failure and only accept certain ideas of success. And for me right now, I think especially going for this Grammy and everybody right now, I'm a huge manifester, Grammy nominations. I'm going for Best Spoken Word Poetry Album for the Grammys this year. Nominations are on Friday at 7:45 a.m. PST. We've been working for a year at this. There's nothing I can do now other than continue to manifest. So I go back. I say that just to say, sometimes we have a hard time manifesting what we want because we're used to what we've received. You know what I mean? So yeah, clip confidence. We don't want no more clip confidence.
My homegirl, Nikita, she's going to facilitate the panel that's coming on after us. And she talks a lot about deserving, and it always resonates with me. Because my core issue is self-worth, right?
Right.
There's a woman named Louise Hay. She wrote a book called You Can Heal Your Life. And in it, she says, all of our issues boil down to one of three things: a lack of self-love, lack of self-worth, or lack of self-esteem. And sometimes it's a mix, right? But my core issue is worth. And I think that issue of deserving, if you look at people often, even when you're talking about that, like being afraid of that glass ceiling, what you're really talking is about deserving, right? Not feeling like I deserve success, not feeling like I deserve to have the life that I want, to create the reality I want, and not even knowing often that I'm powerful enough to do it. So
completely. Yeah. I wrote something like a year ago that I had to write because I'm not used to it, like the self-affirmations, right? I go, I'm so dope. That within itself, just writing that line for me, I'm so dope, because and this is another thing, like I try to maintain a certain level of humility, but at this point, I'm getting rid of that shit. Like I've been humble for a very, 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 very long time, and I think to a fault for myself sometimes. Sometimes when you walk around with a gift and you realize that you possess it, you're naturally more humble because you understand the power of the gift that you have. You know what I mean? So there's no need to say, I do this, I do that. But at the same time, I learned that having a gift can make you complacent a little bit if you don't step into it, because you always have it, right? So I
You
always have
relying on it.
it. Right. And I have this gift and I know it'll get me wherever I need to go. So because I know I have this innate gift, I didn't necessarily pour into it all the time. So the first line of the poem was, I'm so dope. And it was, I'm so dope. I can't remember the last time I felt sober. So I purposely wrote this poem without smoking, and that process alone was even more of a high. I'm so dope. I snort notebook lines through lead pencils and stencil thoughts that some have considered to be what they call bottom of the spoon hot. You can find me publicly practicing, somewhere snapping. What can I say? It's a habit. Some say I live an addict's life, the way I always tap twice to make sure the page isn't preoccupied before I begin to write. What can I say? I'm polite, so of course I'm a knock. I'm not your average word junkie. I'm dope. A writing rehab flunky who relapses monthly, known for making a pin sprint and have yet to get tired of running laps around the same poetic tracks. All I ask is that you don't interject as I inject ink into paper. Attention, all villains. The hero is in the system. Did I mention this poem is sponsored by the prison industrial complex? You know what that means? This shit ain't never getting out. I'm so dope. Sometimes I say dope shit that only other dope ass people would get. I'm so dope. I'll be the first one to admit I don't have a problem. I am the problem. I'm so dope. Women who know I'm no good for them keep coming back. Forget crack. Have you seen what my product does to a black man's brain with a side effect that drives coke white folks insane? I try to warn them I had an addiction and they didn't want to listen. But you want to know what's scary? I think this disease may be hereditary. You should hear my daughter's diction. I'm telling you, I'm dope. So writing that was like different for me. You know what I mean? Because I don't brag. I don't flex. I don't do any of that. I feel like the flex is in my work ethic. And you see it in the product, right? Like going for this Grammy. I started this Grammy campaign, Sean and I, over a year ago, which is unheard of. The album is specifically to win a Grammy. You know what I mean? It's called For Your Consideration 24, the album, which is a play off of the Grammys' whole spiel of FYC, for your consideration. But sometimes you got to remind yourself that you're dope and that you have that value and that you're worthy. And so I feel like I'm in the same space with you where I'm really identifying self-love. And we got to talk because I really got to update you on some life experiences that really changed my whole perspective. But you have to start feeding yourself the affirmations that you hope to hear from other people.
You know, it's interesting. So I'm doing this. I'm doing a great work on myself right now. And I was telling my homegirl Noni, I kept hearing the idea of like gratitude, and I was like, I really need to like create a gratitude practice. Noni's going to facilitate a panel later on today.
That's dope.
But she said that's not your issue, because she really is kind of saying what you're saying. Like, I'm humble to a fault. She was like, you actually are very gracious. You need to be affirmed, right? And so you need to get your friends. She's like, you need to create an album for yourself. You need to call your friends, all your closest people, and have them record an album and not an album, but have them record affirmations for you. Tell you all that make you fresh, and then stream it together as an album that you can so that you can hear that, because you're not hearing it enough, right? And we know, and for every one negative thing you hear about yourself, it takes 10 positive things just to counteract that, right? And most of us aren't hearing 10 positive things
at all. Yeah. Right?
Let alone,
that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah, she's pretty dope. No pun intended. But yeah, so I think even when part of me leaving Oakland, I felt like I could have been on the track of like, becoming like this lifelong institution at a school or in the community and a pillar and working with children and being known for that and all of this. And it would have seemed like I was successful. right? It would have
Mhm.
seemed like I reached my goal, but I would have known sit somewhere deep down inside that I didn't do what I was meant to do on this earth.
Right.
That
Your
I didn't
purpose.
my yes, yes. And especially being able to live off of my art, which is ultimately my goal. Um,
Mhm.
and I would have cheated myself. And I was like, I don't want to leave this earth with any regrets, like very little regrets. And so I'm gonna take a chance and I'm gonna say no to comfort and what is easy for me. And I'm gonna like really work to push into the life that I know that I'm meant to live.
Absolutely. And things start working out after that. Once we make that decision and jump. Once I quit teaching, 5 years ago, nobody's cut me a check. Well, I mean, people cut me checks, but I don't work for anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes that was the scariest thing ever. Fresh off out for the divorce and just 3 kids, and decide to not teach anymore and have no constant income until I have a constant income. That's scary.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's in the form of leaving a job. Sometimes it's in the form of relocating. Sometimes we got to get to Houston, to
Yeah.
get rid of Oakland out the system and see what's provided for us there. You know what I mean? So
That's true.
it is. It's very true. We need to feed ourselves the right things and the right people.
That listen.
Listen, you got to remember, once you start doing this work, you're gonna see some people shed and fade that you never expected to not be there anymore, and you got to be okay with that if it's part of your journey.
I've been telling all year long, there's something different about this year. And maybe it's because I came into the year with a broken ankle, right? And I had 2 surgeries, 2 hospital stays, like
Yeah, I
my life
remember.
was just flipped upside down. But it's something different about this year. And the image I was telling my friends the other day, the image I have in my head is like a line is being drawn in the sand. And anybody that is not for my greater good, anybody
Listen,
who is not here to push me forward and that is in alignment with the person that I'm becoming, not who I am today, but who I'm becoming, if they are not in alignment with that, and it's not me, like I'm not cutting people off, but I just see it's like the universe is just like move to the side, move to the
that's
side.
exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. I could say the last year, specifically 2 months, should have been the most traumatic time of my life. I had an experience at the end of August, beginning of September, that I never would have imagined in my whole entire life, to change my whole entire perspective of what I learned. Was the work that I've been doing prior prepared me for that moment.
Mm,
And then when I experienced the moment, I handled it in a way that I've never seen this energy or spirit come out of myself until that moment, which
mm,
validated who I'm becoming.
that's
You know what I'm saying? Like, rather than being impacted by the result of it, it validated who I'm becoming. And now, as a result, I'm looking at myself like, oh, I can do anything. So when
mm,
it comes to this Grammy, I'm winning this Grammy. I'm
mm,
speaking it. I just need the nomination to happen on Friday to see my
mm,
name on the TV. And then I know I only got 4 more other albums that I'm competing against.
mm.
You know what I mean? So we have to talk, we have to manifest, we have to go for what we want.
Yeah,
We have to.
yeah, definitely, definitely. You got one more poem in you for us? I think we got time for another poem.
Absolutely. Being a black man in America. What's interesting? Before I start saying this, people are dying all over the world.
Mhm.
Um, and we need to live. We need to be promoting life. Being a black man in America. Being a black man in America means being my brother's keeper. Being a black man in America means being my brother's keeper while keeping a distance from my brother because I don't trust him further than I can see him. It's believing the cops don't give a damn about you. It's learning how to not to doubt yourself because when you're born, everyone else already does. It's the love you have for your mother, regardless of her flaws, and it's dealing with your daddy issues so your son doesn't have to. Being a black man in America is a gift. It's a blessing. A blessing God chose for me to receive because he believes that I can handle it, but it's also a gamble. It's knowing every time you step outside, the world is a poker table, and whether you like it or not, your chips are all in. It is the grin you put on your face every time you feel pain, just to let the world know that they will not break you. Right after dropping down to your knees, praying to God, asking him to heal you because the pressure has gotten a little too real, so you pop a couple of pills, but it still doesn't kill you. But what will is not going to the corner store without your pistol that's tucked under your mother's floorboard, or not detaching yourself from your best friend's dangerous lifestyle because your loyalty won't let you. Because you know, had he not been around when that incident went down, you may not be here right now. Being a black man in America is Prentice Powell knowing I could have easily been Mike Brown. Hands up in the air, screaming, "Don't shoot." 6 bullets in my body, face down on the ground, and just spend your days constantly trying to find ways of getting a fair swing at this game without having an umpire tell you you're out before you even step to the plate. It's to work minimum wage and be paid in Cracker Jacks as the whole world watches with open eyes as you sift to get to the bottom of the box, only to realize that there is no prize. It means you can die with a pack of Skittles in your pocket, have a murderer acquitted, then deemed as a celebrity to participate in a boxing match against a washed-up drug addict who used to rap, have people look just like you, pay to see it on pay-per-view, even though it won't bring your life back. It means black boy, turn your music down, play it loud if you want. But that may be the last gas you ever pump. Being a black man in America is not knowing how to swim, yet still having to keep your head above water. It's learning how to patch up your boat while teaching your children how to stay afloat. It's to refrain from saying so many things that you want to say. It's knowing when to run fast and walk slow, because I know between me and you in this country, it is already a race to the grave. Being a black man in America is to literally possess everything that lacks in America. Why do you think they work so hard for us not to succeed? Because we are hypochondriacs of the soul who bleed when we speak. Being a black man in America is a full-time job you will never see a single penny for. There are no breaks, no time off, no benefits. It's a lifelong commitment and an early death sentence. To be a black man in America is to be a black man in America. And unless you are a black man in America, you will never understand what it's like to be a black man in America. But please do not pity us. Envy us. We are whole pieces of broken, some too shattered to care. And most of us are just trying to put the pieces back together.
Ooh, every time I hear that poem, ooh, whole pieces are broken.
Yep.
Most of us too shattered to care.
Uh-huh.
Oh, pure fire, pure fire.
Thank you.
I love it. I so appreciate you. I'm so glad that our audience has been able to witness you, and I hope that they are inspired to go and follow your work in the world, and sending you up mad prayers for that Grammy nod.
Let's go
Friday.
Let's go.
And I thank you for taking the moment to acknowledge just how much is happening in the world, right? And really want to lift up what is happening in Palestine right now, and make people pay attention to the way people are being treated on this planet, and that there are multiple genocides happening right now on this planet.
Come on, man.
As we
multiple
ones all over the planet in many countries. And also genocide happens in many forms, right? So it's not always gunshots and bombs being dropped. And so I want to make sure that people are tapping into one of our panels that we have this time is called Global Connections, because I firmly believe that what happens here, what happens to us, is also impacts the world, and what happens oceans away and continents away impacts me on a daily basis. And if we are really to liberate ourselves, if we are really to get free, it can't just be one of us, it has to be all of us.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Thank you, Prentice. How can people find you?
You can always go Instagram, Prentice Powell 1906. You can type in my name, Prentice, Prentice, Powell, Powell in Google. All of my stuff pops up. Check out our spoken word album that's up for Grammy consideration. It's called For Your Consideration 24. It's on all streaming platforms. Myself and Sean William. And yeah, that's how you can catch me. I'm everywhere. I'm active.
I heard that. Thank you, Prentice. Thank you so much. I was like, who could open us up like just in the perfect way? And I'm so glad, not only because you're one of my close friends and I get to spend this time with you and I haven't seen you in so long, but also just because I know that your words are life-giving, and they're inspiring. And I had one of my homegirls text me, like she's crying. She's like, he's so dope. And she's like, I'm bawling right now, right?
Oh.
And so I just say that because I know that your words have the ability to like not just capture what is happening in the world around us and what is happening in your world and make us invite us into that, but to tap into that nerve inside of us, to make people like kind of shake and realize what is happening and connect with their emotions at the same time.
Absolutely, it's necessary. And just the last thing to put into you guys, I have a podcast with my two close friends. It's called All Black Men Need Therapy. It's right here. All Black Men Need Therapy. It's on all streaming platforms. It's very deliberately titled, but everybody needs therapy, so everybody can benefit. Right. So tap into the podcast, please. We're truly, really trying to promote the Black men mental health, getting to where we're not therapists, but we care about getting better and developing as Black men. So please tap in.
That's real. Thank you so much. We have two therapists that are going to be joining us for the
upcoming. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I want to get their information because we're doing a segment where we're starting to have therapists on the show. So if any therapists are interested, please reach out to me. We would love to have you on the show. Kyrishi, I love you as a friend. And I'm glad that you're doing better, and I'm glad that you're healing. And as soon as I'm in Houston, I'm coming to see you. Know that.
I love you too, Brandis. Thank you. Tell everybody, tell Soraya, tell everybody I said hi, all right?
I'll go tell as soon as I walk out of here.
All right. Thanks,
all right, bye.
Take care.